Okay, so I take a lot of photographs, and I feel like I've photographed the local area where I live like so many times. I mean, I've lived here for 20 years, I've been photographing it for almost that same amount of time. So when someone says to me, Dill, do you want to go take photographs in Bangor? I'm like, do we have to? Can't we just go get a beer? Then a few weeks back, I went out with a friend, Luke, and took some photographs in an area that I thought or assumed that everybody had seen or experienced or explored. I took him to some spots and he was like, oh, these are so cool, I've never seen this before. I was kind of pleasantly surprised that he hadn't seen these and that he was enjoying them so much. To me, it was really obvious that stuff, but it's because I've gone in and out of that area so many times to take photographs. It's hard to appreciate it. But there's this one photograph that I love. I was scrolling through Instagram the other day and a friend of mine, what's his name? Fuck, he's my friend, I should know his name. Steve. That's how I got really awkward. There's some girls just looking at me. I dare you to put me on a TikTok. King Cedar, right? He's a musician in Bangor. He put the photograph up of the shot that I've photographed it before. It's on my feed somewhere. So I want to show you that photograph. We're one-wheeling, by the way. We're one-wheeling. We're getting a lot of looks today. Come on. Let's go. So, photo is on this, just down the seafront at this kind of pier. Like I've said, I've shot it loads of times. Loads of other people have shot it. I just want to show you how cool it is. We're going over that direction. There. It's one of those shots you kind of got to get it at the right time of day with the right light, with the right subject. The shots of this bench or the bench behind me with the people on it, and you take the photo from over there. Okay, so the shot that we were over there, remember? Standing at that bench. The shots from this side of the water, the bit that makes this shot work is always timing. It's really simple, but you've got to get the light. I'm gonna get the light right. People sitting on the bench. Like the sun will set in the background there, and it'll almost like silhouette them out. Should have been recording, and that guy walked past and said, could do with a bit more light today, couldn't you? And I was like, yep, could do with a bit more light. Anyway, look, I'm a strong believer in whenever you're in a location and you're shooting a photo, that it doesn't really look great on location. It's not until you look at it outside of the environment. Because you're sitting here, you're seeing everything. You're seeing the cool things, but you're seeing the flaws. Oh, don't leave. Oh, don't leave, don't leave, don't leave, don't leave. For fuck's sake. Those people are leaving. Need them in the shot. The whole point that makes the shot look good is that you've got the people sitting on the bench, silhouetted out, looking at the view. Without the people, it's just a bench. It's a bit grey looking. We'll take the shot and see what it looks like. Okay, so you can see, so what I'm trying to do is taking a couple of different shots. There's one where you frame it with all three benches in shot. There's one you frame it where you've only got the one bench in shot. And then what is quite nice about the wider version of this is you can shoot it and split the like horizontal line. I mean, yeah, it looks good. It looks good. It's kind of moody, I guess. It'll look better in the studio. Let's take it to the studio, actually. Yeah, the way I look at photo editing is depicting what you saw in real life. And then sometimes you take a photo and it doesn't necessarily look like that. Camera is very objective, so it picks up things that maybe stuff that you didn't want to see, and then other times it doesn't pick up stuff that you did want to see. That's for me like where the line is with editing. For me, editing has always been about bringing back or highlighting details, because photography for me is about capturing a moment that I'm seeing. If you take a photograph and you look at it in situation, you're seeing everything as it is in real life, and you're comparing what your eyes are seeing subjectively to what your camera's seeing objectively. Sometimes you think that photo is shit, and then you look at it a few days later in the editing suite and you're like, actually, make a few tweaks here, adjust that a little bit, it's a banger. I've been sitting for an hour waiting for this light to change so that I could shoot this video. And now that we're ready to go, I've lost the card. Where's the memory card gone? Thought I'd lost it. I have not lost the memory card. There it is. Now, import from the perfectly named Untitled. So, look, we got three shots. We get the one with the single bench. We get the ones with the three benches, not straight. And we got the one in the middle. All right, breaking the horizontal line. I don't like the one with the horizontal line. So I quite like the one with the three in it. I'm a big fan of the one with the one bench in it. It's a bit shit. It's a bit shit looking, actually. Jesus. Okay, we'll brighten it up a little bit. Put a little bit of contrast in there. We'll knock the highlights down. Pull up those shadows just a little bit. Maybe a little bit of clarity. That's what I like to do as a base edit. It's so boring looking.
Throw a gradient filter in and darken the sky. Give it a bit of contrast. Oh, really moody. Look at that sky. That is moody looking. All right, so we've got it to there. It looks like, you know, it still looks like what it looked like in a photo. We haven't tweaked it much. We've just pulled back a few bits of details. I'm gonna make a couple small tweaks in Photoshop to it. You know, it's simple stuff. Nothing to take out boy out because I don't like it. All right, we're using the healing tool here real quick. We'll take out this crow because that crow is kind of irritating me. All right, I don't really like that crow either. All right, so we might as well just take out that grass while we're at it. We're just making small tweaks. What I don't like is this bit of grass here. So we could just like clone that probably out. I don't know if we can just take this down the line out. Yeah, that worked. Cool. It's a little bit boring looking. When I was there, it was like, you could see all the detail in the sea. You could feel the energy from the sea and the clouds. You could feel the distance and depth. And I feel like when I'm sitting there, there's a bit of solitude. So I'm just going to quickly tweak one little thing. I'm going to go in here. I'm going to go to Google real quick, and I'm going to go to mountains. So we'll just add in mountains, just to bring up a bit of detail in the background there. So now the mountains are in, I think we need a moodier sky. So we'll drop in a moodier sky in the background. We'll just change the sea real quick as well. Tweak the sea just so it blurs out into the background. We got a nice bluer, I guess, bluer sea. And there's normally someone sitting on the bench. So we'll stick someone on the bench there, no problem. We'll put them in there. And then we'll add in, we need some birds and a moon. So we'll get some birds from Google. So that's some birds in and a moon, and that's looking pretty good. We'll darken all that up. It's looking a bit odd now, isn't it? We'll darken it all up, and then we'll add an ice cream truck. Just stick two dolphin in there as well, just to show a bit of depth between the character and the thing. We'll give him a balloon, and then we'll stick like an old Russian plane flying in the background. I think that looks good. Save that, and we will go to Lightroom. There you go, and in Lightroom. So again, like as I'm saying, it's small adjustments, a little bit on the highlights there, just little tweaks, people. We don't want to go overboard. We're trying to make sure it represents what we saw on the day, a little bit of contrast maybe. Take some of the blues out a little bit, just desat those blues. We'll pull that green lever, and then in the HSL, we have a little bit of a vignette crop in the back. And simples, small tweaks, gets across the vibe that I was going for, You were there, you saw it. It was a bench looking out at the ocean. There were mountains in the background. We had a moody sky. Yeah, we tweaked a couple of things. I mean, look, cameras are objective, and they see what they want to see. So we were there. The camera's taken a photograph and made it look a bit bland, and I want to show people what I felt like I saw when I was there. So we changed a few things. I mean, look, it's still a photo. It's still a photo. Is it? Is it a photo? Yeah. I mean, we'll just stick it on Instagram, and so like people will see it and they'll be like, oh, that's cool. I can't wait to go to Bangor and get that photograph. We only made small tweaks to it. Contrast, clarity, mountains, birds, the balloon. I mean, with the ice cream van, fine. And then obviously all the mist as well. But it's still a photo.
How would they know? How would they know? How would they know?
They'll never know. thin line where photography ends, you know? And then you're making digital art. And a lot of the stuff in Photoshop, for example, is built for digital artists and designers to use in advertising and art and marketing and stuff like that. You can go too far, right? I mean, we didn't. That was obviously all totally fine. Maybe the ice cream truck was a bit much, but the rest of it was grand. So know where the line is. It's a thin line. There's nothing wrong with crossing it, but tell people it's digital art. It's not a photo when you've added in new fucking mountains.